Welcome back to Crypto Spaces, back with another Monad update for you guys. Monad right here, climbing up, man. Getting above 2 cents. We love to see it. Something is brewing. The most epic move in crypto is about to take place. Wow, look at this. Yo, look at this TA. This is from TGB Crypto Marketing. Mon, I'm interested in Mon and it's been really strong the last few days. I would probably just wait to buy the breakout though and wait otherwise, right? But look at his targets. I'm gonna save this image. I'm saving this image, guys. Look at this. A move to $1.76. And that's exactly what I'm saying. And you see when the time frame is going into Q1 of 2026. Q1 to Q2 of 2026. Remember, guys, in my previous video, I mentioned that Benjamin Cowen, right? He predicted the bull cycle. He predicted like how Bitcoin would perform this entire bull cycle, man. For years he was calling for 60% dominance, and he got it, man. He got most of everything right this cycle. But he also mentioned in a video that I shared, speaking about Monad recently, that even though he thinks that Bitcoin has topped and that we're not getting an alt season next year, there's always a few outlier altcoins that make new all-time highs. Now, to even be in this market is a risk because most people think we go into a bear market next year, right? So even to be in this market right now is a risk. But if Benjamin Cowen is correct, more than likely he is, there will be a few outlier altcoins, right? And my bet is Monad. That is the coin I'm betting on to be one of the outliers for next year, right? For the midterm year, right? He said there's only going to be a few. It's only going to be a few. A few means 3 coins. And why do I think Monad will be the outlier? Again, in my previous videos, like I stated, right? It reminds me so much of Solana, Matic, Cardano, Avalanche in the 2021 of Q4 to 2020, from 2020 of Q4 to 2021 Q4, right? That 1 year move where they just went absolutely ballistic from 2020 to 2021. Monad reminds me of Solana in its first cycle, right? Not this cycle that just went by with the meme coin boom. Its first cycle, right? From 2020 to 2021. It launched. It had very little supply circulating, or the tokenomics had not much of the supply circulating. It was a fresh, brand new coin. It didn't have multi-year bag holders. It didn't have any, negative. Well, not negative. It didn't have, anything holding it down because, around that time, when it comes to older coins, right? Coins that's been out for years, it's a lot more difficult for them to rise in price because they're not new. Newer coins typically outperform older coins. That's typically the case, right? So Monad, in my opinion, is set up to be that newer coin. And the move that Solana, Avalanche, Matic, Cardano had from 2020 to 2021, I think we're seeing a repeat of that with Monad from 2025 to 2026, right? And here we have, I'm not the TA expert, but we have some TA here. This is more than likely a log scale chart. And once Monad breaks out here and starts this move up and breaks that 25 cent level, $1.76 is on the cards, right? And also, there is no inflation for Monad yet. And it's a similar tokenomics to AVAX, right? There wasn't inflation at that time because, there's a lock schedule, right? And Monad has a 1 year lock schedule, right? Over time, and this is the thing, right? I don't even think Monad will be affected by the lock schedule because guess what? The unlock schedule as much because guess what? After Monad starts its unlock schedule, that's the end of the bear market. A lot of people think the bear market ends, if it does begin next year, a lot of people think that the bear market ends October 2026. So even when the unlocks do start to happen for Monad, I think it's still going to be bullish because we're going to enter the true alt season from 2027 to 2028. So it won't even affect, the unlocks won't even affect Monad's price as much because the overall market will be bullish then, right? But for next year, Monad will be one of the few outliers that Benjamin Cowen speaks of, right? The outliers have not identified themselves, but I think Monad, my instinct, my bet is that Monad is one of those outliers. Okay, so we at 231 mil market cap right now, 21.36 cents. We are climbing up, and you know, it's looking great, man. Just to transition. Oh, before I move on, like I said, I think 100,000 Monad tokens is all you need. It'd be better to start accumulating before it breaks out, man. Honestly, I think 100,000 Monad tokens is perfect, because guess what? We go to that $1.76 move. We make that $1.76 move from here. And you have 100,000 Monad tokens. That's $176,000, right? Going into Q1, Q2, 2026, right? And that is very possible, man. So 100,000 tokens, right? 100,000 Monad coins is $2,134, right? I know that may be a lot for a lot of people. I know it may be tough to invest that, but if you can't afford that, get 50,000 Monad tokens. How much is 50,000 Monad tokens right now? That's $1,067, right? $1,067. 50K to 100K Monad, in my opinion, is a great bet to make, right? And I'm telling you guys, I'm just going by the TA, right? $1.76 Monad for next year sounds realistic to me. All you need is 100,000 tokens or 50,000 tokens, and that's gonna be some massive gains for the new year, man. Now the transition, as we can see, Shramp, remember Shramp? One of the first memes that I covered after, you know, starting to make Monad content again. Shramp looking good here at 161K in market cap. Again, don't overinvest, more than willing to lose, guys. I think a million Shramp is a lot, because when Monad is making the move like this to $1.76, you're going to see memes and projects in the ecosystem explode, right? And I like Shramp. Like I said in my previous videos, I like Shramp because of, you know, everyone could be a Shramp, right? Everyone could have their favorite media, TV show, movie, and they get a Shramp version of it, right? So you could have the Grinch Shramp, right? You could have Captain America Shramp, Captain Shramp America, right? I like that so much, right? So it appeals to all different types of people, right? Anybody could be a Shramp, right? So it appeals to everyone. Like even for example, eMonad. I know eMonad is cool, but not everyone wants to be an emo. Does everyone want to be an Avenger, or someone from Breaking Bad, or someone from Left 4 Dead, someone from Call of Duty, Fortnite, The Simpsons, you name it, right? That's why I think Shramp has that appeal, right? Deadpool Shramp, Shramp pool, right? So Shramp right now climbing up. It's still very early. Like I said, it's only $162 to get a million Shramp. Don't invest more than you're willing to lose. I saw someone come in and buy 1% of the supply, like a Chad right here. They bought 1% of the supply for $1,600, right? I know, you know, that's how you make the massive gains, right? By taking the risk and buying 1% of the supply. But I think because we're so early to the Monad ecosystem, this is not like Solana, where it's already has millions of coins launched. It's still, you know, it's still manageable to see which Monad memes are good. It's still in the early phase, so it's still, you could still see which Monad memes are good, which Monad memes are, you know, you could be like, okay, let me just toss a little at this and see what happens, right? We're in that early phase. So similar to what before the Solana boom happened in 2023 to 2024, it was kind of, you could have kind of saw like the memes that were good, like Myro, Bonk, Whiff. It was a lot more manageable to pick those, right? So I see the same thing here with Monad and the memes, right? And they're also very low. Like the biggest meme is Chog right now. The biggest meme on Monad right now is Chog at 1.9 billion, 2 million, not billion, 1.9 million market cap, 1.9 million, just under 2 million, right? And you know, it's pretty clear, like, yo, the memes right now on Monad are so undervalued. Most of them are less than $1 million market cap. So all you have to do is toss in $100, a couple $100, few $100, right? You don't have to bet 2,000 to get 1% of the split. No, you don't have to do that, because the upside for is massive. Imagine Monad pulls a 100x move from here, which is very possible, which is what I'm predicting. He pulls a 100x move to $2. Like I said, $1 to $3 is very possible. It gets just under $2, like the TA that I showed you guys a bit earlier. And it makes, once Monad makes a move like that, the ecosystem is gonna make crazy runs, right? So you could see Shramp at 100 mil market cap, right? It could even get to $1 billion market cap. It's possible for that to happen, right? So all you need is like 1 million tokens, $162, potentially could become $10,000 to $100,000, and this is very possible because once Mon continues to explode, goes to $1.76 from here, right, and just continues climbing up, the ecosystem will continue to climb up with Mon, right? So as always, remember guys, none of this is financial advice. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Never invest more than you're willing to lose, okay? Don't invest 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 in Shramp and then be mad at me if something happens, okay? This is why I give you guys like small investment amounts. $162 can't break your bank. I don't think you're gonna be pissed at me if you lose $162, right? I don't think so. I know some people will still be pissed, but I don't think that's gonna be an issue, right? So you know, as always, thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.